Hello everyone, welcome to the Unique Thing channel. Now settle in, make yourselves comfortable, and let's delve into the wonderful world of the extraordinary. From peculiar foods that'll make you raise an eyebrow to age-old traditions that'll leave you utterly charmed. We're here to uncover all the fascinating quirks our planet has to offer. We'll be your trusty tour guides on this global adventure, hopping across continents, diving headfirst into different cultures, and oh, the stories we'll tell. Think of it as a delightful cabinet of curiosities, but instead of dusty old relics, we've got stories, facts, and a good dose of humor to keep you entertained. Today, we're taking a trip to my old stomping ground, England. We're not talking about your usual London Bridge and Buckingham Palace fare. No, we're diving headfirst into the wonderfully weird world of unique English laws. You know, the kind that makes you scratch your head and say, "Did I hear that right?" Buckle up, because you're in for a right royal treat. Now picture this, you're strolling along a moonlit riverbank, a gentle breeze whispering through the willows. Romance is in the air, but hold on. What's that in your hand? A salmon? And is that a shifty look in your eye? Well, my friend, you'd best be careful, because in England, handling a salmon under suspicious circumstances is a serious no-no. Yes, you heard right. The Salmon Act of 1986, because of course there's an entire act dedicated to salmon, lays down the law on all things salmon. You see, back in the day, salmon poaching was the scourge of the British Isles, a bit like a medieval heist movie, but with more fish slapping. Fishermen, or should I say fish whisperers, depended on these salmon runs for their livelihoods, and the environment relied on a healthy salmon population. But with folks getting greedy and helping themselves to more than their fair share, the government stepped in with the Salmon Act to keep things above board. This wasn't just about a few fish suppers, mind you. Oh no, illegal fishing could cripple local economies, damage delicate ecosystems, and even spark social unrest. Imagine a village brawl breaking out over who pinched whose salmon. It's enough to put you off your fish and chips. So, does this law actually work? Well, it certainly makes you think twice before getting handsy with a salmon, doesn't it? It's a deterrent, darling, a reminder that even in the dead of night, the long arm of the law, or should I say the long fin of the law, is watching. Right then, let's talk about something that might seem a bit, shall we say, particular. Imagine this, it's a beautiful morning, the birds are singing, the sun is peeking through the curtains, and you're feeling rather domestic. You grab your trusty doormat, give it a good shake, and bam! You've broken the law. I know, it sounds utterly bonkers, doesn't it? But tucked away in the dusty pages of the Metropolitan Police Act of 1839 is Section 60, a real stickler for cleanliness etiquette. Apparently our Victorian ancestors were a bit sensitive to early morning noise, and who can blame them? A lie-in is sacred, after all. This law isn't just about doormats, mind you. It covers all sorts of cleaning activities in public spaces. So, if you fancy a spot of pavement, sweeping or window washing before 8 a.m, be prepared for the long arm of the law, armed with a feather duster, no doubt, to come knocking. Now, I know what you're thinking. Graham, is this law really enforced? Well, let's just say it's not exactly top of the Met Police's priority list these days. It's one of those wonderfully quirky laws that's more about historical curiosity than actual prosecution. But still, next time you're tempted to give your welcome mat a good thrashing before breakfast, spare a thought for the poor souls who might be trying to catch a few more winks. Keep it down. There's a good lad. Now, I'm sure we've all been tempted to indulge in a bit of mischief now and then, haven't we? A little prank to liven up the day, a harmless bit of fun. But my friends, if that prank involves knocking on someone's door and legging it like a startled gazelle, you might want to think twice, especially if you're in England. Yes, you heard that right. The Metropolitan Police Act of 1839 pops up again with Section 54, Part 16, which basically says don't even think about it. You see, back in the day, this kind of behaviour wasn't just seen as a bit of a nuisance, it was considered downright disruptive. Imagine, if you will, a time before smartphones, Netflix, or even electricity. People relied on a good night's sleep to get them through the day. Knocking on doors and running away wasn't just childish, it was practically a declaration of war. This law was all about protecting residents from harassment and maintaining a bit of peace and quiet on the streets. After all, a peaceful neighbourhood is a happy neighbourhood, isn't it? Now, I'm not saying you'll be arrested and thrown in the Tower of London for a bit of knock and run action. But it does make you realise that even the seemingly silliest laws often have a story behind them. a reason for being. So, the next time you're feeling mischievous, maybe stick to telling a cheeky joke instead, eh? All right, let's talk fancy dress, shall we? We all love a good costume party, don't we? Dressing up, letting loose, pretending to be someone else for a night. But before you raid your nan's attic for that old military uniform, listen up. In England, swanning around dressed as police officers, soldiers or marines is a big no-no. And no, I'm not talking about Halloween, darling. This isn't some spooky ghost story. It's the Seamen's and Soldiers' False Characters Act of 1906, and it's as serious as a tax audit. You see, back in the day, impersonating someone in uniform wasn't just about looking dashing. It was a serious offence, often used for deception and even fraud. Imagine, if you will, a time when identification cards were as rare as hen's teeth. A charming rogue in a smart uniform could easily pull the wool over unsuspecting eyes, conning people out of their hard-earned shillings. Not very sporting, is it? This law was designed to protect public trust and safety. After all, if you can't tell a real bobby from a bloke who just fancied to go in a helmet, it throws the whole system into disarray, doesn't it? So while dressing up as a policeman or a soldier might seem like a laugh, remember that under that fancy hat and those shiny buttons lies a law with a very serious purpose. It's all about maintaining order, protecting the public, and making sure that when it comes to uniforms, you can always tell the real deal from a costume drama gone wrong. So, there you have it, a whistle-stop tour through some of England's most bizarre and bewildering laws. Before we knew why the rules we discussed earlier were made by England, we might feel that the rules are strange and unique. But after knowing why the rules were made, we feel that the rules are quite reasonable, right? From suspicious salmon to doormat dilemmas and costume capers, we've uncovered the stories behind these peculiar laws, proving that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Who knew that a little island could hold so many legislative surprises? Thank you for joining me on this adventure through the curious side of England. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next global escapade. Until then, ta-ra.